Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Super Buff Tower series. It's been a little while since I last done an episode of this, but today it's going to be Lord of the Abyss versus Bloonarius on, of course, the Mermonkey map, Luminous Cove. Now, Lord of the Abyss is a pretty interesting tier 5. When Mermonkey first came out, Lord of the Abyss was kind of just seen as just the worst Mermonkey path, just kind of in general. Because I think the main issues with it is that while Top Path did have a bit of a slow, like I think it does apply like Sludge or Slime or something to MOAB class balloons, even for tier 5, I think it was like the slow down was worse than MOAB glue, which definitely is pretty pitiful for tier 5. Now, despite its like cheap cost, that actually kind of shocked me a little bit, but I guess kind of not using the other paths, because well, the other Mermonkey paths at launch were actually pretty decent. Final Harmonic in the tier 4, I can't remember the name of it, was pretty good. It's pretty powerful. Of course, not broken by any means, but definitely really good. Poseidon was also kind of pretty decent overall. Sure, it was expensive, but like once you were able to afford it, you know, it was basically a win condition. It's kind of like Sky Shredder in that regard. But Lord of the Abyss was just kind of there. There wasn't really a reason to kind of use it. I guess like the increased Pierce is cool and all, and that'd be good for like for Spike Factory, especially for like Permaspike. The only issue is that, you know, it is kind of expensive. You know, you are going to be spending like essentially 30k, around 30k, just to kind of increase the Pierce of Permaspike, which is already like, what, around $40,000? Which isn't really worth it. Especially because there are better support options that you would probably want to go for over just trying to increase Pierce a little bit. You know, you'd much rather want to invest that money into kind of like slowdowns and stalls and whatnot so you actually get more spikes on the screen. So yeah, Lord of the Abyss just kind of couldn't really keep up as it didn't really have a place. This kind of changed as Poseidon or just kind of middle path in general. I think the change that was made is that I think the ability of whatever the tier 4 middle path is, I can't remember, can't pop white balloons anymore. And so to combine the fact that I also think the ability can't hit leads either, did give it a really kind of hard weakness in the mid game. That was pretty difficult to overcome. Sure, you could get mid, but that's kind of an expensive commitment for just a tier 4. And that does eat into your money to try to afford Poseidon, because you don't really want to stop at tier 4 if you're going for kind of middle path Mermonkey strategies. If you're gonna go for middle path Mermonkey, you kind of have to commit and go all the way for Poseidon. Alright, so let me just sell all this, and it seems that we will be able to. Yeah, I think I'll get this guy like here, I think is a good spot. Yep, with 8,000 left over, perfect. I think I'll just kind of put Rickle like here, I think is fine. I would like to alch buff, but I don't think this is in range. I think we're going to finish this off by just kind of getting all these guys around the EchoSense network. I do believe the better crosspath for Lord of the Abyss is 502. Because I think most of the damage comes from the tentacles, not really the tridents. Anyways, yeah, Bloonarius is pretty slow, so it's actually going to take him a long time to be able to kind of reach me. Hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Don't think it will. No, I'm just kind of hoping that base Lord of the Abyss is going to be able to enough to solo like 20,000 in HP. If not, that might be a bit of an issue. Anyways, let me start working on Trade Empire, as that'll be pretty good. Alright, so this guy's got 15 rounds. Yeah, I think the damage is pretty good. Yeah, especially if we use... Yeah, I think we'll have enough, especially if we use double attack speed from Brickle. We definitely have more than enough. Yeah, it's able to take care of the Saram waves pretty easily. As I think this guy does have a lot of Pierce. Yeah, it is pretty slow is the thing, so hopefully that doesn't screw me over for next tier. Hopefully it doesn't. I believe in the power of boat farming, even if it has been nerfed many times. Trade Empire now. And we just kind of fill the rest in with Merchantmen. Alright, so I think that Bloonarius' slowness is going to be a bit of a blessing and a curse. Because of this, I don't actually have overclock up immediately, as I do want to have that for next year, but because he's so slow and takes his time to kind of get here, I can kind of just wait, just kind of pop the AI rounds, So hopefully get enough money to be able to afford OC. And I can afford other stuff in the middle of the round. I wonder if I can maybe get some sort of absolute zero option going on here. Or maybe just use a pontoon. Don't mind me. This totally is not cheating. I make the rules list challenge. Anyways, Bloonarius is in range now. I probably should have waited till I overclock up to kind of stack them both. And yeah, with both stacked, we're doing pretty good damage. Although not really impressive damage, I will say. Anyways, let me just kind of get all these guys up here to Echo Sense Network so we can just kind of increase the range a little bit more. And I will say, I do kind of find it a little bit strange that you don't actually need to kind of put the Echo Sense Network monkeys kind of in range of the main monkey you want to buff. As it is how it works for other strategies like Avatar Wrath or kind of Shinobis, for example. As I do kind of wonder why that's the case, why Ninikyu decides that Mermonkey just didn't need that, but other towers did. Because this is kind of slow and I think this is going to work, I am going to continue farming, because if not, I will kind of fall behind. Okay, let's just put this guy on strong so he targets Bloonarius mainly. Alright, then we get these guys up to favorite trades. I'm not really sure when it's worth to go for marketplaces. I just kind of assume it's whenever you have all of your 20 merchantmen are converted into favorite trades. Alright, this should be the last abilities, and then this guy is down. I'm probably going to keep Lord of the Abyss around. It's unfortunate I can't actually afford space to get this thing, but hopefully I can afford this. Just to get more land space. Not really good land space though. Does this even reach? No, it doesn't. Alright, tier 3 rolling in, got Permabrew down. Gonna move it out the way to make space for a village, so I guess we'll get it like down here. There we go. So we can finally get jungle drums and whatnot, and start working our way towards Call to Arms. I think I want to go for Ultra Boost first though, as Ultra Boost is pretty powerful. Energizer also wouldn't be too bad. Reducing cooldowns would be cool. I also think Final Harmonic is going to be really good, as I think Final Harmonic also reduces cooldowns of heroes, so if you can reduce the cooldown to this to where it's basically full uptime, be permanent double attack speed, which would be pretty cool. Alright, let's get this down. And that. Yeah, DPS has not increased too much, but that's to be expected. And it seems that the most amount of marketplaces I can fit is going to be 3. Although you could probably fit more potentially with pixel perfect placement. I just can't really be bothered to do that. Alright, Energizer now. It's not looking good so far. A little bit slow, but we will get a little bit more powerful the longer this goes on is the thing. The next thing I want to get is definitely going to be Homeland. I probably should have kept Ice around because it would have been nice to be able to kind of freeze the land to get something like Super Brittle. Anyways, Call to Arms now. I could start working my way onto kind of Cripple Moab. Is there any space on the pontoon? Nope. This will kind of have to do for now. It's starting to worry a little bit because Bloonarius is going to start kind of exiting the range, and it's not like we're doing a whole lot of damage against him. Although with everything active, we are mowing him down quite a bit. Come on. It's really close. Alright, there we go. Let me sell this guy so we're not stalling every round for a bajillion years. And let me read the description about him path. Yeah, nearby heroes do get improved cooldowns. Okay. And magic monkeys get extra pierce, so which I guess would be decent. So let's do this. It doesn't really matter where I put this, but man, that range is huge. Get this up to Homelands. And then I'll just kind of figure out what I want to do. I do want to get a thing. Top path boat. I can't remember what it's called. But I do want to get that since that does increase damage of water-based monkeys. Carrier flagship. Definitely knew what it was called. We won't really be making a whole ton of money. As long as we just have enough to be able to afford like a support temple by tier 5, I think we should be fine. Alright, tier 4 with 750k. We got like pretty much all the buffs on here that I can think of, minus support temple. Let me just get this up in advance. Still haven't figured out what I want to do with Super Riddle. I might just leave it honestly, as I think it's plus 4 damage or plus 5, one of those two. Once you carry flagships doing a ton of damage, not really much I can really do about that. I could sell Brookwell because she is of level 20, which does mean that her naval tactics is global range. I don't really want it to be. Alright, there we go. Yeah, damage is going up quite a bit. Just gotta wait till like everything's active. Let me see. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of melting down the HP quite a lot. Surprisingly, despite the amount of stuff that's going on, I'm not feeling any lag. Oh, so yeah, Brookwell's cooldown at this point is just so fast that like the ability is basically 100% uptime. If I try fitting in ice, like let's say here, best I can put it here, which I guess is good enough for me. Alright, so tier 5 about to roll in. Let me just sell everything. A little bit over $1 million. Cool, cool. Just about right. I'll get support temple like here, and I'll kind of increase it with a range if I need to. Don't want to sacrifice Lord of the Abyss, so I think down here. Yeah, I think down here is fine. So let's kind of place down Sewer Mines, so I don't have to think about it. Right, there we go, and then time to get this guy back down. And I think that's about it, if I'm being honest. Can't really think of anything else to increase damage. Yeah, I don't think there is anything, so I guess we'll just kind of roll with this. Anyways, let's see. How is the damage looking? Will it be enough? It's going up pretty high. It's chunking it down nicely, pretty decently if I say so. Although, will it be enough before it exits? I think it will. And even though Lord of the Abyss isn't necessarily kind of the DPS path of Mermonkey, it's kind of a bit of a hybrid of support slash offense. As I think kind of pop side and middle path is just kind of pure offense. So it's pretty cool seeing it be able to beat Bloonarius on its own. Hopefully I didn't really speak too early because, well, anything could happen. Right, there goes the second skull. Although it might not be able to do it. Because that BAD, hold on, I need to get this on first so it's targeting the bad, so we don't die to that. Do I need to get like Balloon Trap in the back? I might get Balloon Trap just so that way we don't die here. Or XXL. Alrighty. Now let me get Chem on it too, just in case we're DTs. But I think I might need to kind of Chinook Lord of the Abyss kind of over a little bit so that way it actually has enough time. As I think it just might come down to the wire here. Alright, but the range is pretty big, so I think I don't have to worry about it too much. Let me increase the range of this guy a little bit more just in case I do have to move it. Which I think I will do. Move it to like down here. There's like 700,000 left. Let me get it back to first. So we can pop this BAD. You could be so kind as to do that, please. Or are we just gonna let it leak? Let me go back home. Nope, we kind of, this run is bricked basically. I had to retry from 120 because I don't think this is gonna pop in time. Yeah, the whole bat's gonna get through. I might move Lord of the Abyss over to like here. That didn't, oh yeah, it targets the strongest balloon, not the first one. So target Bloonarius, not the bad, but that's fine. We popped it. Now Lord of the Abyss just has to like pop down the Bloonarius. I think it might just barely be able to do it, but it's gonna come down to the wire. I mean, all the other stuff down here is helping, but the main DPS would be Superstorm, which isn't doing a whole lot. And I think it's gonna do it, albeit just barely. Just barely. So yeah, Super Buff Lord of the Abyss versus Bloonarius beat this on round 129 with 7.8 million pops. Pretty good overall. Compared to Monkey Buccaneer doing 4 million, only 3 million behind this guy, surprisingly. And this Sun Temple, of course, doing basically nothing. I guess even though it only had like Homelands and Naval Tactics, it did do quite a lot of damage in comparison to kind of this guy. Brickle only did 800k. Yeah, all the other options didn't really do as much, but that's of course to be expected. So yeah, that's pretty fun. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and join Discord. Link is down below in the description. Have a nice day, everyone.